Check your email. Did I close that by accident? Let me see. Send it to laugh. Okay. Okay, so we're going to get into some things today. But before we do, let's have a happy moment. So, this is a song. Unfortunately, I don't. Okay. Yes, I want to thank everybody for all of the birthday solar return wishes. This is a birthday song that was created by Kevin for me.
Well, my name is Kevin, and I'm here to say it's Kenny's birthday. Let me hear you say go Kenny, go Kenny, say go Kenny, go Kenny, say go Kenny, go Kenny, say go Kenny. Let me hear you say happy birthday, say happy birthday, say happy birthday, say happy birthday. Let me hear you say happy birthday, say happy birthday, say happy birthday, say happy birthday. Let me hear you say go Kenny, say go Kenny, say go Kenny. Say go Kenny. Let me hear you say happy birthday. Say happy birthday. Say happy birthday. Say happy birthday. Whoa. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Let's go. It's your birthday. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let me hear you say happy birthday. Say happy birthday. Happy birthday. Say happy birthday. Happy birthday. Say happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Woo! Hey, Purple Prodigy! So that was the birthday song that Kevin had made for me for my birthday. So yes, well yesterday was my birthday, so I didn't get a chance to go live yesterday. This is the last live that will be happening for 2025 definitely because we're getting ready to start the preparation for the School of Purple Thought. So during cancer season, during cancer season, gonna be working with the moderators and getting ready for what the school is actually gonna look like. I got a package from Enoch yesterday. My trans brother, the one who told my story on the LGBTQ archives. They were doing like a series about spiritual leaders, spiritual thought leaders who are teaching outside of traditional faith practices, and I was one of the ones that he featured during that, and he got a lot of flack from that from some of his colleagues and his peers, and I'm just so happy that he was so moved by my story that he did document Lay Lim Lay Lur, and Purple Thought is documented in the LGBT archives, on a series where he was celebrating non-traditional thought leaders, spiritual practitioners. So he sent me some books yesterday, and I wanted to open up the package on the camera. They came yesterday, and I said I was gonna wait until today to open them on the camera. So, the spirit of Black Hawk, a mystery of Africans and Indians, with photos by Sydney Bird. Yes, I'm going to get off this internet and start reading more. So this is going to be some good stuff. The Boy Beneath My Skin, a black trans man living in the South, Charlie Burton, and Yemaya's Daughter, a novel by Dane Figuria Adi, and it says um um wait, I think that's Nana Osset Oya, a trans woman priestess and storyteller with deep connection to the goddess, emerges from a province in Africa untouched by colonist hands to find a world twisted with misconception and pain. She and her sisters chose to go forth and correct the imbalances found by ushering an age of love and worth. Miriam's mother of Jesus hold fast to her convictions from tragedy. For tragedy is born a new God. Without sisters or guidance for her choices, she finds a world under Roman foot and is determined to create a spiritual revolt that will create ripples for ages to come. Yemaya's Daughter tells a tale of two different women with without one goal in mind, how best to change the world without losing themselves in the process. So I'm excited. I'm really, really excited to read this one, Yemaya's Daughter. So thank you so much for these. Yes, I'm going to get into reading again, and this will be great insight, like the reading these stories will give me really, really good insight as I move forward to begin the School of Purple Thought. So these are going to be books that I could pull from along with my own book, Becoming Purple, my personal Bible of recollecting reflections. And so we finna be eating good in the Zoom. Oh, we're about to be eating good in the Zoom. We about to be eating good in the Zoom. Thank you so much for this. I'm so appreciative of this. And I will also be talking about. I'm not gonna be too vulnerable and too transparent in this live. I'm going to save that for the moderators. I'll tell y'all about the birthday adventures when we meet on Friday for the first Zoom meeting on the summer solstice. I told you, Anandia, I was gonna call you. We was gonna talk about 100% pure love, General Warrior Queen. Yes. So we'll get into all of the details of the pre-birthday festivities and everything that happened. We'll get into that on the Zoom chat, so I'm not gonna talk about that on this live. But there were shenanigans. There were some shenanigans. There was some birthday shenanigans. Yes, there was some birthday shenanigans. But we will get into all of that in the Zoom call with the moderators when we see each other on Friday. So I'm still waiting to get two more emails. I have made contact with 100% pure love and Anandia. Um Fatima gave me her email, but I don't know if it was a O or a zero. And so I need y'all to email the Laugh Productions email S Child and Fatima. Definitely. I don't know if Aaron is coming, but I know that Aaron is a moderator. So Aaron, if if you want to send the email, you are a moderator. But yeah, so um it's been a lot going on. I just got off the phone with my sister, and my cousin is not it's not looking better. Things are not looking better. And that's heavy for me. Um I don't make it there until next week, so I'm just praying that the ancestors really, really, really just I don't want her to suffer, but I also would like to get a chance to look and speak and talk to her, before whatever happens. If she decides to turn around and fight and come back, I want to be here for that. If she decides that, she done seen enough of this world and she wants to go to the other side and be with the ancestors, I want to be there for that. Whatever decision her soul makes, whatever choice her soul makes, I want to be there. I don't want to get there after she, after she has ascended. Like, I don't want to get there after that. And so I'm just praying that the ancestors will just well, I really just, the will of her heart. Like, it's not about me, it's about her, and it's about her doing what's best for her in that body. So I don't want to be insensitive and make it about me, and my conscience and freeing my conscience. Um, because the last conversation, I didn't say, the greatest things to her. And it really would mean a lot to me to be able to have an opportunity to let her know how much I love her and how much she has meant to me. How much a difference she's made in my life, and just to be there and to be able to say that to her would mean a lot to me. So I'm, doing my best to get home as quick as I possibly can. Um, yeah, I am, despite everything that's going on. And a lot of this stuff I'm gonna dig into in the live, but on my birthday, like when my birthday was coming in, I looked in a mirror, and I'll delve more into this on the Zoom call. But I looked into a mirror that reminded me that with everything that I'm going through in my life, with everything that I'm struggling with all of the obstacles that are manifesting, and the day-to-day challenges, I looked in a mirror that reminded me that there are people who are suffering in a way that you would not be willing to suffer. If you had to suffer in that way, you would chunk up the deuces. If you had to suffer in the way that these people were suffering, you would say, you know what, I'm good. And I have been looking in mirrors lately that have been teaching me that my journey is my journey, and that journey was designed for me. The obstacles that I face and the things that I go through and the things that have been challenges for me, I was designed, I was prepared, I was created to go through these struggles. And I respect all of the mirrors and the people that come into my life that remind me that our struggles and our challenges and our trials, they're created for us, and we are built for them. We are built for them. Thank you on 100% pure love. Hey Nan 16 CD. Yeah. Oh no. Yes, thank you Prodigy. Yes, prosperity. TS reading Rainbow. Shout out to Mama Yima. Yeah, yes. Y'all want to send birthday conversation. Oracle Cash App is Laylim Laylar. Okay, the part two. Eh. Yes, yes, yes. But I wanted to come on here and I wanted to open up the birthday gifts. I wanted to just touch base with everybody, and I'm really like excited about this next part of the journey. I'm really excited. I think the so far I know that I want to have Zoom I want to have Zoom classes 3 weeks out of the month. We'll take 1 week to rest, and then in the 5 week months, we'll take 2 weeks. But I want to do them 3 weeks out of the month. So, we'll do three classes a month, and then we'll have like an off period for that. Just so everybody can have a chance to rest and recharge from the information from that. Just to give us up. So I already do know that I want to do 3 Zoom classes a month. And I've been figuring out other things that we'll talk about in the live, that we'll talk about in the first class. But that I do know for certain is that it won't be every week. It'll be 3 weeks out of the month. Um, and I think that this will work towards first building virtually will help us to work towards physically connecting. Also, I am working on a grant in Louisiana because everyone knows, that the bulk of my work is still in Louisiana. I look at this as me working remotely. I'm definitely still making impact in Louisiana because if it wasn't for someone born and raised in New Orleans, we wouldn't even have the school of thought getting ready to start right now. Like the Zoom classes were sponsored by a New Orleans. like the Zoom classes were sponsored by um Uhuru Monroe, who is from New Orleans. So definitely, and I'm still doing collaborations with Jasmine. We're working on another project coming out in the fall. Um, she comes up here and supports here. I go down there and support there. So I really just see this as more like me working remotely. I do care about what's going on in New York, but I have not like gotten really like heavily involved in the activism here because this is not like I don't like stepping on people's toes. Like when I was in Africa, um, I left South Africa because I saw myself getting a little bit too. Oh yeah, there go S Child. So S Child, if you haven't had a chance to, make sure you send Purple Goddess. Make sure you send your contact that email so that when I'm doing the Zoom link, I could just get everybody in that email. The Laugh Productions that I tagged y'all, that I the post that I made with the Laugh Productions in it. Make sure you send the email there. But yeah, when I was in South Africa, I felt myself about to start getting involved in their stuff because they really like treat women disrespectfully there, and it's a lot of like misogyny, and I saw myself about to like get really involved in the activism, and I had to take a beat, and I had to be like, okay, like I had to think about how people would feel, me as an American, me as an American coming into that space, and them feeling like I'm trying to take over, or them feeling like I'm trying to center myself in their movement work. And so, one of the reasons why, because when I went to South Africa, I was originally going over there to try to see if I could duck off and stay. But when COVID happened, you know, the quickest way to see how a society really is to see a threat, a huge threat emerge. And so COVID took the glasses off for me. It took the rose colored glasses, and I was able to really see what it was hitting for in South Africa, when people are scared, when people have fear, and it was an emotional time for me while I was there, and I felt myself being pulled into advocacy over there, because wherever I go, that's the work I'm going to do. But that taught me. And so when I'm in New York, I only go to places that I'm invited. Either you booked me or you invited me. But I'm not running up in those spaces, pumping my fists, holding those signs. Either you booked me or you invited me. Last night, I was invited and I was given comp tickets to attend a Black Trans Film Festival. And I brought all of my children. They gave me four comp tickets. So I brought my daughter Bonnie, my daughter Pernisha, and my son Henry, and like all of the tickets were comped, and we went to go and see that, and that's what I did on my birthday. The film festival was amazing. I'm gonna share like a moment from the panel on my story on Instagram. Tonight, I've been invited to another event that's honoring Marsha P. Johnson. Last night was amazing. It was beautiful. It was one of my best solo returns. Um, Tonight I've gotten more comp tickets, so I'm gonna go out with my elder sister Lynn, who is the mother of the National Trans March of Visibility, and in acknowledgement of Juneteenth, is that a lot of us as melanin rich people, we have been free. We have been allegedly free physically. Allegedly, the jury is still out on whether we are free or not. There's still some debate around this topic, but a lot of melanin rich people, although your physical chains are gone, except the ones we choose to wear around our necks, but your physical chains are gone, but your mental chains are not gone. And it's inhibiting us from building community, from us strengthening ourselves back up. We got to come out of these echo chambers, and come out of these loops, and come out of this quicksand that is causing us to be like, oh, it's your fault, you did this and you're the blame, instead of looking at ourselves and the role that we play, like really like taking the opportunity to see everyone around us as mirrors, and realizing that it's causing us to be in an echo chamber where we're constantly reliving the same trauma, because we are riding that algorithm of suffering. Sometimes the algorithm is not your friend. The algorithm is not going to be a friend to you when you're not a friend to yourself. I'm going to say that again because somebody need to hear this. The algorithm is not going to be a friend to you if you are not a friend to yourself. You have to love yourself enough to feed yourself things that will uplift you in the middle of the storm. You have to feed yourself things that will give you shelter and create a bubble of protection around you in the middle of the storm. And some of us, we walk into the middle of the storm and we live in that storm and we think that's entertaining and we think that's fun, but we create a storm for people who are not equipped or ready to deal with it. And one of the things that I'm learning, and 48 has taught me is that everything that I'm built for, everybody else around me might not necessarily be built for that. And just because I'm built for certain things, that don't mean that I shouldn't have grace for others when they're not built for it. That don't mean that I shouldn't have patience for you. I shouldn't have an expectation for you to be able to go through what I've been through when you've never been through what I've been through. We gotta have grace for people, and I'm learning that. I'm learning about grace. I'm learning about grace, and I'm thankful that I'm learning about that because I'm learning to be patient with people. I'm learning to have compassion for people because everybody ain't built like you built. Grace is highly needed. You right. Yes. Somebody put the Laugh Productions. It's LLAFFF. So it's Laylim Layler, Artivism, Faith, Finances, and Features. So it's Laugh, LLAFFF, Productions at gmail.com. Hey, I'm planning on visiting South Africa. Any recommendation on things to do? Um, I don't know. It depends on what part you're going to. Like I stayed in Durban. So I went to go and see the Shaka Zulu's museum. That was one of the things that I did get a chance to do while I was there. But I didn't go like for the like tourist experience. Like when I lived there, I lived with the people, like the people. So, I can't really tell you about the touristy things because that wasn't what I went there for. I went there to see how the people lived. And it was so amazing because when I first went there, my accent would give me away and I would get treated differently. I would get charged prices like you an American, you could afford it. But by the time I left, oh baby, I could put on that accent from listening to my husband while I was there talk to me so much. He'd be like, he get mad at me. So the greeting is Sanbonan. So that's how you say good morning or how are you Sanbonan. And then they say how what they say in response, Sanbonan. Um It's something. Wait, it's something they supposed to something you supposed to say back, but I know you say "son bonan," and then when you excited about something like when you getting some tea or like somebody spilling some tea to you, they be like "aibo, aibo," like that mean what? Aibo, aibo, aibo. But and then wait, Capella, Sipella. I'm gonna have to call my niece. Like I'm gonna have to message my niece and hear and like get her to send me a voice note because normally I know what you say back to Sambonan. But for some reason it's slipping my mind right now. I guess because my brain got so much going on in it. But I knew quite a few words when I was there. Like, but my accent, because they speak English, but your it's about your accent. So I used to listen to my husband talk all the time, and like when he was fussing at me, he'd be, "Oh, so you talk to that man, nah? Yeah, you talk to that man, eh? Yeah, I saw you talking to that man." Oh yes, you wear that dress. You wear that dress because you want him to see you. You want him to see you. I see. I see. You want them. By the time I left there, I had that accent down pat. I was able to talk in a tone that made me sound like them speaking English, and so that was really good because by the time I left, I was getting treated like them because my accent had changed. And that's one of the things that I love about myself. You know, I'm a Gemini, we're mutable signs. So I'm definitely capable of like shape shifting and terraforming to fit my environment. Because by the time I left, I was able. Zapiela. Oh, Lujani. Gapela Lujani. I think that's Lujani. I think it's Lujani. Zapel. Zapela. Gapela Lujani. Is it Gapela Lujani? I know. I'm trying to think if that's a part of the hello goodbye. But I love the South African language. Like I love how they talk. I love how they talk over there. And I still listen to South African music. But like I said, I spent a lot of time at the beach. Yeah, I love the beach. You know, I love water wherever I go. Like you gonna always find me. If it's a body of water I could get to, oh, I'm going. So, you know, for me there, the biggest thing for me was going to the beach. But I did go to Shaka Zulu Museum and I went to the beach. But for the most part, I lived like, you know, like the people in the village. Like that's pretty much what I gave. And then I had my moments where I needed to get away, you know, from my partner because he was driving me Bessie bug. But you know, all things work together for the good because he was a Virgo, and he kept me on my toes. But towards the end, when I was getting ready to go home, I realized we had to kind of like wean ourselves off of each other. So I would go and get like a little hotel for like a week at a time to give myself a break from him and to give him a break from me so that when I left he would be able to handle it because it seemed like we had become so attached at the hip to each other. Me leaving would have been extremely hard for him. Yeah, that's correct. That's it. Laugh Productions. Exactly. We about to be done with them, so have your fun. They gotta kick rocks. I love Afro Beats Down, Laugh Productions. Yeah, yeah, LLAFFF Productions at gmail.com. Yeah, that's it. You have come so far and accomplished so much since the roundup. Thank you. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's no shade. Sometimes I can't take Africans serious because they're so animated. And child, that's why when I went over there, like I will never say because I choose to call it Aki Bolin because they love saying we come from Africa, but you know all of my ancestors did not come from Africa because Africa is the colonialized, like it was renamed Africa when when the European colonizers started to engage with the continent. But before the European colonizers, we've always been we've always had some form of colonization going on. Before there were Caucasian colonizers, there were deeply melanin and melanin rich colonizers. But before it was called Africa, it was called Akibolin, which is the cradle of life. So when you hear me speak about when you hear me speak about Africa, I'm going to use the term Akibolin because I want people to remember that before the European colonizers invaded what is now called Africa, Akibolin was where some of our ancestors came from. And so when I say and Akibolin was a different place. Akibolin was a maternal, like there were maternal sovereigns. There were powerful queens, Queen of Sheba, queens in Ethiopia. They talk about them in the Bible. Queen Hatshepsut. Like there were powerful queens during the time when it was called Akibolin. And let's be clear, the reason why we are so intentional about calling these continents by their current names is the same reason why we are starting to call the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America, because this is a way for patriarchy to keep reinforcing itself and for us not to remember. When you see all these conscious thought leaders, they're quick to tell us about how African history leaves out Mansa Musa, how it leaves out the first doctor of modern medicine, who was, obviously a black man. Like they're quick to tell us about all of the accomplishments that men accomplished predating slavery, but they conveniently leave out what queer beings have contributed to society and have been contributing to society. They're quick to leave out the period in which this nation we live in was a matriarchal society and when Akibolin was a matriarchal society. They're quick to leave out the fact that some of our ancestors had already matriculated here predating colonialism, predating slavery. And so, even when these men are attempting to inform us about what was going on predating slavery, they're very strategic to tell us this information in a way that props up patriarchy, which props up racism and white supremacy. So if you're going to tell the whole story and the objective is to collectively heal and to empower us, then tell the whole story. Thank you, Silk Baby. Well, in the future, I am going to, like, even though I'm not going to be going live on this platform anymore, I will still be sharing information. But it is going to be edited videos. I will use this platform to honor and celebrate, things that are going on within the class and to make sure people know how they could join the class. Um, there's not going, like, I am not here to rob people. So the class is not going to be super expensive because I understand that we are in trying times economically. I do want to do some scholarships for people who show a sincere investment in learning Purple Thought and growing with us and who are prepared to do that work. But for people who can give, they you have to understand that the objective is that we can physically meet, that we can build community together, that we could create opportunities, financial opportunities for each other, understanding that we live in a capitalist society. We can't do that if ain't nobody willing to invest no coin. We just can't do that. It's just not realistic. And so those of us who can, even if you don't see the school as a space for yourself, I'm sure you know someone who can benefit from it. I'm sure you know there are queer children, there are heterosexual children, there are children who are still trying to figure out themselves, youth in their 20s, beings in their 30s that need to unlearn things and need to be in a space that's going to challenge them to be able to look at things from both sides. Like you're in a court, even in a courthouse, you have the defendant, you have the plaintiff, and you have the defendant. You have the Republicans and the Democrats. In life, there's two sides to every story. We need to teach this generation, whether you're young or old, how to be able to see things from both sides and not to be so linear in how you look at this world and to be able to play the whole tape. And so, even if beings don't feel like this school of thought is appropriate for them, you know someone who could benefit from it, and you know how this could change the world. You know how this could change society. And so it's not going to be unreasonable. It's not going to be unreasonable. We want to try to get this school up to the point to whereas we have so many people attending that we can be able to do like healing retreats, that we could be able to do events. Because let me tell you something, when we start to gather together, we're going to be powerful on this Zoom call. The Zoom calls is going to be powerful. Without, thank God, goddess, we're not going to have to deal with the trolls, but we're going to be powerful on this Zoom call. We're going to be intentional about what we're doing on these Zoom calls. And when we manifest physically, we're going to put something into the universe. We're going to put something into this world's nervous system, into the earth's nervous system, that is going to be like an injection of healing, like concentrated healing vibrations being injected into the core of Mother Earth, being injected into the core of the pain and the toxicity and the pollution. Like we're working towards being that space, being this space that when we come together, we could literally come together and form a syringe, or a what they call that when you go to the hospital, they put you on the IV, and the IV is pumping stuff through your body to clean you out, to clear you out. That's what I want. That's what I envision for the School of Purple Thought, to become that source of energy, that source of thought, that source of hope, that source of light, that source of love that is injected into the nervous system of the planet to the core, and it's felt, and it gives mother to strength to get fully up, to stand up, and to come and take her place, and to not just allow this lopsided version of reality to continue to go on, because that's what's existing right now. It is a lopsided version of reality. It's not a dance, it's a domination. The energies are supposed to dance together. It's not a dance, it is a domination. And that needs to shift. And it cannot shift if whole ones are not collectively working together. And the difference with our table is when cis heterosexual people create a table and they talking about being healers, and they're talking about raising the consciousness, and they're talking about expanding and elevating. They always wanted to be a bunch of cisgender people because they're afraid to show the power that we wield. And I always side eye them when they call themselves building collectively and there's no queer representation. But I also side eye our queer leaders, our queer thought leaders, because a lot of them have taken a page out of the same book as the cisgender people because they don't want to work with them. They want to build a world that looks simply like queer and gay, and they don't want the cis people to be present when we literally came here through cis people. Oh, we're better than them. Like I call baby I think it's some queer people who halflings, and I think it's some cis heterosexual people who halflings. Being a halfling is not just for cis heterosexual people. It's some queer people who are halfling as fuck. Excuse me. And I got a download the other day where I was thinking that we are whole when the spirit and the soul is with the body. And to not acknowledge the breath and the force that animates you, that animates the body, you become half of yourself when they put that body in the ground. That's how it's supposed to be. Now, I personally don't want to be placed in a box. I personally don't want that to be, I don't want to be put in a box and put in the ground. Because that is some halfling. Because your soul has left, and so nothing is there but flesh, and the flesh is rotting inside a box. And that is when the soul, the spirit is absent. And so that's how halfling activity should work. But some of us are so absent from the spirit in the body, we maneuver as halflings. But for me, it's two ways I want to go. I want to be cremated and sprinkled into the water. I want to be buried by a tree so that my life force can go back to the tree. Or I want to go in the water. I want to go back to source. Like, these are ways in which, but I don't want no box. I don't want to be put inside no box. I don't want my remains put inside no box. And also, the reason why that's important to me, is because this is the problem that we've had scientifically. Because when you are studying a person's remains, you relegate them to what the physical material was that they the vessel, the vehicle. The spirit is no longer there. What animated them, the frequency, the energies, the energetics around them, that's gone. You're not seeing this person move and maneuver and be and exist. And so you're not able to see the dimensions and the complexities that created this being's whole being. All you're studying is the remains. And the remains can be, oh, these are male bones. These are female bones. And so then you reduce this person to the remains and not the entirety of who they were. And because of the way our scientists do research, they do their science without spirit. They do their science without soul. They look at their science through a very linear lens, and so they're not discussing all of the many things that were a part of this being, because you're not studying the animated being. You're not studying the living force. You're not studying the energetics and the frequencies that was with that being. You're just studying the remains. So I don't want y'all studying my remains. I don't want y'all studying my remains. I used to want to be like, it would have to be a huge energy shift. It would have to be a huge energy shift in this dimension For me to want to be an organ donor or for me to want my remains to be studied, because consciously these scientists conduct their studies through a very linear lens, and you're not going to study my DNA and reduce me to my remains, to what was left. You're not going to do that. Not with me. Cremate me, scatter me. Nothing left to see here. Nothing left to see here. Drop me to the bottom of the ocean. Let me be fish food. Cremate me, turn me into ashes, and still sprinkle me and let me be fish food. But it's nothing to see here, because what y'all not about to do is have a whole conversation about my remains. That's what you're not about to do. I sent that email, Oracle. Let me see. Wait, did you send it to the right place? Cause I don't see it. LLAFFF Productions. You know what? The P is lowercase. Productions with the S at gmail.com. Yeah, LLAFFF Productions with the S at gmail.com. For some reason, I know I do capital LLAFFF, but the email, everything is lowercase. So it's lowercase l, lowercase a, lowercase f, then PRODUCTIONS at gmail.com. It's the narrative. It's the narrative. A white punk found us while melanated beings created white people from a lab. You gotta be devoted to self healing and growth and not just come to steal sacred information and echo it to halflings. Okay, I got it. I got it. I got it now. I got it, Purple Goddess. You gotta be devoted to self healing and growth and not just come, yeah, yeah, and steal sacred information and echo it to halflings to make yourself look like a messiah in cosplay to distract yourself. You better say that. You better talk you better talk prodigy. Mm-hmm. IV drip. Yes, honey. We're healing the ground, soil, and roots. Ashe. This is ancient lifetime healing. Sustenance, water. Yes, yes, warrior queen. The punk simulation is pedophile, and Pied Piper coded like a mug. Energy is synchronicity. Yes, purple goddess. Nation of Islam is a nation of sloppy gatekeeping power bottoms. Oh my God, goddess. Today, Anadia! Purple prodigy! That's how you feeling with 28? That's how 28 got you feeling? You calling it out like that at 28? Nadia! Prodigy! Prodigy! Athletes are in every community, no matter what they identify with and look like. And that is so important. And that's why the School of Purple Thought is so necessary. Because a lot of queer people think that they're not halflings. A lot of non-binary, just because you call yourself non-binary, don't mean you're not a halfling. It just means that you're not invested in subscribing to gender. It just means you're not invested in subscribing to gender. And I've done my research. When I say these things as a person, as a being who's done field research. I done been out here in these streets. It's both of my daughters done called me first person. You should call me then, but honey called me. Excuse me, y'all. Yeah, as somebody who's been out here doing field research, I could tell you it's some trans women that's halflings, it's some trans men that's halflings, it's some non-binary people that's halflings, definitely some gay men and some lesbians that's halflings. Mm. Hi from Germany. Hey, Steven. This will always be the case. You better say that, 916. Halflings are spiritually bankrupt. You better say that. Kaneen, you remind me of Lisa Left Eye Lopez in the way of how spiritually conscious and health conscious she was. She didn't believe in the false reality like Jesus and religion either. Well, you know she's a Gemini. Where have you been, twin? My twin. Say it, Oracle. They frozen in dimension. She was a free spirit and believed energy never dies. I believe that too. It doesn't die, it's just transferred. These halflings can prove their cosplay all they want to people with no discernment, but the intentions, energy, actions, and mindset are what matter. Ashe. Science is a ego high for halflings. You better say that. She was ahead of her time, and I kind of believe she was sacrificed. Well, I want to say this, in the idea of being sacrificed. When it's not your time, it's not your time. I think that people definitely plotted against her, but I think that a lot of the ones who we view as being sacrificed, I think for them, I think for them, it was as much as, okay, I'm going to go ahead and check out now because it's moves that I can make in the other realm. Like if a person dies or if a person ascends after their awareness, after they have been elevated, after they have been awoken, you may can take them off of the physical board, but you can't take them off the spiritual board. And so I think that Lisa left her physical body, but I think that we've been still feeling the rippling effects of her ascension from the other side. Like I think that that's one of the beings. Like when you take a conscious being, like Dr. Sebi, when you remove a conscious being off of the board, all you do is release them to be more powerful. You fucked up. And excuse my French, but I have to say it like that because sometimes you got to make it plain. When you remove a spiritually awakened person from the chessboard, you didn't win. It may look like it to people who have not consciously developed themselves and don't understand how energy works. But when you release them from this avatar, yeah, it's a desperate plea to show power in front of people who are not energetically and spiritually on a level to understand what's actually happening. But baby, this is why so many like people who believed in her and people who were listening to her and following her, she touched lives, she planted seeds, she laid eggs, and that lives on in us. That's why we having a conversation about her now. And how long has she been gone? So we know that she's moving on a different plane, and who knows, she may have reincarnated by now and she may be walking amongst us in another form. Yeah, ahead of her time. I kind of, but yeah. Lisa Left Eye was also a Gemini, right? It's all to prove how colonially evident and smart they is to look more than what they actually is. A pea-brained meth head sheep. Oop, my spirit is far past material. Come on now, purple goddess. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, baby. We had a beautiful time last night, did we, daughter? And my daughter Pernisha is on the live now. Prodigy. If your birthday passed already, happy birthday, Kenny. Yeah, it was yesterday. Hey, Goddess Pernisha. Hey, gorgeous Anandia. I've seen lots of grifters stuck in a loop. You better say that. The whole alphabet is halflings. The whole alphabet. Hey, Pernisha, you're gorgeous yourself, Pooh. Uh, did do you win? I don't know what that mean, baby. They're coming back spiritually with the vengeance. Exactly. It may look like a physical win, but in the spirit, the soul evolved heavenly. Come on, Lisa Gemini gang. Uh-huh. Absolutely. Let me cut this fan off because she is giving me like she was cute last night when I was sleeping, but she doing too much right now. But yes, honey, I am really, really excited. I am really, really excited about what we have going on down the road, what we are doing. Hello, Brazil. Oh, you from Brazil? Child, we got Germany on the live. We got Brazil on the live. Oh, did you removed Brazil? Purple Goddess wasn't feeling it. It was a chop Purple Goddess. It was a chop Purple Goddess. Not today. We ain't taking no chances today. Everything that looks suspect. Not on the last live of the year, huh? You said not on the last live of the year. We gonna have this one without distractions. It was a chop. Mm. We're not even taking any chances today. We're not trying to figure this out, honey. Or they just coming on and just saying shit. Not today, baby. Mm-hmm. Baby, I was looking at this video that Orlando Brown did, and Orlando was talking about why America don't look like Dubai and and what is that, Korea and Japan, and why America doesn't look like that when we gotta pay for water, when we gotta pay for fruit, things that God gave us naturally. Why America? And that is so true. Like, where's the money going? I can tell you where it's going. It's going in the billionaire pockets who don't even want to live here themselves. They get their coins up and hit it. They leave America high and dry. They leave America and Americans high and dry. Then the poor white people, the poor Caucasians, they be right here waving flags in America, and America's so great, and America, God bless America. And the ones who really, really, really get money, the ones who come here and use this place for the business that it is, because America is a corporation. See, what you don't understand is that these other places and these other spaces is not like America is a corporation. Is not the idea that it was ever about country, that it was ever about loving people. Yeah, that might have been the intentions of the white people who was out there fighting in the wars, and the black people who was out there risking their lives and shedding blood for this nation. That might have been the intentions of the people, but the ones who wanted war, the ones who kept creating the war, that was not their intentions at all. That was not their intentions at all. Wait, hold on. That was not their intentions at all. This has been a business. This is a business. That's why we don't know where the money at. That's why we don't. That's why America look like it is. That's why this is a business, and it has always been a business. This is the world leaders. This is a whole corporation. This is a whole experiment. There's no other nation in the world like America, because this is where people come here to believe in a dream that is about that is about you oppressing others. It's a dream that's about oppressing others. If you can become a colonizer, if you could become an oppressor, you could thrive here. And then once you done all of this toxic shit to other people to get where you need to get, once you done put your foot on enough necks that you can move out of the environment where you've caused harm, then you get to go and have your life somewhere else. But when you really about community, when you are really about the people, you don't need to separate yourself from the people and put yourself way over here. If you haven't been causing harm, if you haven't been destroying community, like, that's why they gotta go and live in them gated communities. That's why they gotta go and live on their own private island. That's why a lot of these wealthy motherfuckers be living on private islands, because y'all have harmed so many people, y'all can't live around them. Let's have that conversation. Y'all have done so much harm that y'all have to live somewhere else. You have to create a bubble for yourself because you have done so much corrupt, dirty, shortcut, short change, so much stuff. And then you sell this dream. I'm living on an island. I'm living on my own private island. I guess so. I guess so. I could imagine. I could imagine. I could fucking imagine. Mm. I'll be right back.
Hate me, erase me. Yeah, I'm not crazy. They label me crazy. They just won't let me be. They try to erase me with all this hate. They label me crazy. They just won't let me be. They try to erase me with all this hate. Mobilize, squad up, cause you know we bout to bust, so you know it's really up. And you know it's really up. Mobilize, squad up, cause you know we bout to bust, so you know it's really up. And you know it's really up. Mobilize, squad up, cause you know we bout to bust, so you know it's really up. Mobilize, squad up, cause you know we bout to bust, so you know it's really up. And you know it's really slim, thick, cunt, curvy. God goddess energy is what I'm serving. Slim, thick, cunt, curvy. God goddess energy is what I'm serving. 10, 1009, 1008, 1007, into sexy, 1006 if you're on the way, 1005, transitioning into sex, 1006 if you're on the way, 1000, transitioning into sex, 1000, introducing sexy. This is where we're gonna get a little sexy. Gonna make sure that we are a little sexy. Sexy. Well, what you talking about? Let me tell you, you want my body. Yeah, you know you want my body. You can't stop looking all over my body. From head to toe, you know you're gonna take to the floor. Oh hey, go ho. No, I'm not your hoe. You want my body, nigga, stop that. You want my body, you put your hands over my body. Well, I just wanna tell you. Want my body all over my body. You wanna touch it, but I know I won't let down. You want these goddess giving goodies? Are you like a man-made? Everybody got a preference, so I don't feel paid. The light's so bright, you can't even throw shade. Cause we all came from the creator at the end of the day.
At the end of the day. At the end of the day.
Bring it. At the end of the day. At the end of the day. I know you want to rise above gender, class, and race. Don't let the oligarchies
determine our fate.
Don't you like the way that sounds? Wise, hey, above gender.
Rise above gender, class, and race. Don't let the oligarchs determine our faith. Bloopity at Pure Love. They don't want to atone for all the shit they done to the common folk. Mm-hmm. Who at S child? If you didn't do nothing, then you ain't gotta worry. Exactly. They can dish all of it, but can't take none of the deep karmic consequences. Yeah, so they try to create a little simulated reality. But bitch, you can't run from what's coming. You can't dodge that shit. Bitch, I don't give a damn how many millions you got. I don't give if it don't find you, it's gonna if it don't impact you, it's gonna impact something you brought here, something you summoned here. Oh, you can't dodge it. You can't dodge it. All of them people who be thinking they be getting down, they bring children here and they go through so much with their children. Health problems, leaving here violently, turning on them. You cannot run from your karma. TS commercial break. Purple dresses, exactly. Those who harvest, those who harvest have to reap. Right. Pretty. Oh, thank you. Make sure I cut this water off in the bathroom. Hey, Sophie. So we're going to do a candle. Now I just need Fatima's, and I think I got Fatima email written down in one of these notebooks. But see, teaching is also dangerous, and so I don't take the school of purple thought for granted because that's why I said in the commercial, it's more about remembering. It's about remembering through resonation because you could call yourself a teacher and be teaching people to forget. Did you hear what I said? Y'all heard what I said, purple ones? You could call yourself a teacher and be teaching folks how to forget. Teaching teaching is something else. If you haven't been in, a lot of folks think they teaching, but you're teaching all right. See, teaching happens collectively, like guiding. I love guiding because guiding sets a tone to create the space where we can hear each other and we can remember. We can remember that those ancient codes in our soul. Yeah, it might be in the other book because I don't see it in here, but I'm definitely gonna look. Yeah, I just got to get hers now. Cause I got child three. But baby, teaching is very it's iffy. It's iffy, baby, because you could be around here teaching people how to forget. And so, this school of thought is about remembering. It's about being around mirrors that help you to remember through resonating. You hear something and you like, why does that sound so familiar? Like, why does that make sense? That's because your soul is remembering. Your DNA is remembering. And that's not what school is. That's not what the colonial school is. That's not even what the church is. How many teachers, especially these days, have been outed as sexual predators? Oops. Teaching, teaching and programming them to be obedient, productive, and suppressed groomed slaves. Well groomed. Well groomed. The student can teach their teachers in many occasions, teaching people to fall in line. You better say that. I'm finna pin that. That's the pin for the day. That's the pin for the day. Teaching people to fall in line. And that's what's been going on. My goddess God today. Love, peace, and gratitude to you, sis, and everyone. Thank you, Fly God. Yeah. Teaching people to fall in line. What is that? Oh, I gotta find that other notepad. My God is God today, baby. Yeah, I'm gonna find that other notepad. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get up. I have to get up. I have to I'm gonna finish I need to finish this grant that I'm working on. Um and I need to straighten up a little bit to get ready for this evening's event. Might try to give me another little nap. But I definitely wanted to come live today, check in with the nation, check in with the people. They want people falling for anything. You better say that, Purple Goddess. Yeah, and so now, in order not to get caught up in these loops, that's why it's time for the Purple School of Thought to go to the Zoom chat because it is very distractive from progress. Like sometimes um it's necessary to have these conversations. Like I did a video about Lily Tino. And Lily Tino is one of the biggest distractions that I see going on. And this is when I really I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm really honestly just understanding how the internet is really like creating false narratives and trying to make them a real thing. Like the people who are upset about Lily Tino when Lily Tino just started their transition, like what, 1 or 2 years ago. Why would anybody be upset and feel the need to like do a video reading Lily Tino when Lily Tino like literally just came to terms and said, hey, I want to be a trans woman and I want to live in my truth like 2 years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and be arguing with no bitch that just decided that they wanted to live in their truth 2 or 3 years ago. Like, I'm not gonna be sitting up here arguing with. I'm not gonna be. I understand. I get it. When I first started my transition, I said a lot of foolish things. I did a lot of dumb things. I still do them now. 30 something years in. It's a mess sometimes. 30 something years in. So listening to and the machine has a tendency to want to censor the most. They love taking the new trans the new new people to the trans community, new people who are just coming into it, they love censoring their voice. They censor Caitlyn Jenner. They love censoring these new trans people. They love like if you see a new black girl coming in and she look like she's still, androgynous, they censor that because they know she about to say some crazy stuff that they're gonna be able to use against the community. And the fact that the community be upset and the community be offended by this is crazy work. That we really legit be bothered by these new booties. Girl, you literally just put the wig on. You just started, and just because you done had a couple of cosmetic surgeries, girl, why are we upset or offended by, oh, this doesn't represent us. This doesn't she don't speak for me. Obviously, Miss Thing just started. Miss Thing literally just started. Like, I can't see myself being upset. And this is the thing. I think a lot of people are upset with Lily Tina because Lily Tina knows her privilege as a person who has lived most of their life as a white man. And she pulls a rabbit out of the hat that a lot of people can't pull out the hat. Because let's be clear, a lot of people in America want to be an oppressor. Some of the main ones in our community, black folks that be complaining, talking about black faces in high spaces ain't gonna save us. But girl, you literally are who you're talking about. You are that. You are the gatekeeper. You are the shady girl. You are what the girl that you're talking about, you are her. She is her, and you are her. You are she. Black people, it's a lot of trans people love getting on the internet and calling out racism and calling out transphobia, and the same ones that be talking the loudest be the most guilty of it. It's crazy work. It's diabolical. Looking at some of these self-hating, toxic trans people online calling somebody else out for shit you need to look in the mirror for. The reason why you really upset and the reason why you really pressed is because you legit wish you could do it yourself. The stuff that Lily Tina doing, you wish that there was a rabbit that you could pull out your own head. Some of y'all are just envious of these girls' caucasity. And you could see it in the way that you maneuver. Mm-hmm. 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 Uh-huh. Be submissive to predators. T.S. Catnap. Hey, Kaneen, why is this your last live? I've addressed it in a lot of videos. We're getting ready to start the School of Purple Thought. Is that Tina from Baton Rouge who do the nails? These halfling distractions are literally pop-up ads. Exactly. Ads are nerve-wracking, Anandia. I always say cats don't play with kittens. Exactly. Like, why am I even bothered? Like the fact that, and it's always like for in this community, it's always no tea, no shade. It's always a toxic gatekeeping old trans person who they censoring, who finna get up in front of the camera and say, I just want to thank Father God, King Jesus, for everything he's done for me, because if it wasn't for the love of the King Jesus, where's would I be? It's going to either be that, or it's gonna be some young trans person that don't have no respect for their elders. And honestly, you can't really blame them, because what we got is a lot of trans people that's being centered is I wasn't for King of Jesus, and you needs to know your place, and you needs to be better and be more feminines, and so they accepts you, and you needs to get your step together and steps yours the pussies up, sir. Ups on this here plantation, if you wants to be the respects, then works very hard. Works hard now. Now, when you have that as representation, or you have older representation that's very much, oh God, yes, and yeah, and yes, and so like yeah, and I was in so and so, and yeah. So either you're gonna get that version of an elder, or you gonna get eyes have been working hard, and eyes amazed. And I'm not really trying to put it down. I'm just saying that I understand why a lot of these trans youth don't really have any respect for the elders, because it's the elders that are being centered. It's very, 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 very ugly. It's a very, very, very challenging what they're choosing to center. And so between eyes are working really, really hard, and eyes are really, and I'm trying to fit perfectly into colonization. And I want to be a perfect example of how you can thrive as a being who's been colonized to the fullest extent of the law. So when you got that as when you have this, and so these trans children come up, or you might get a trans elder that don't know how to speak in no other way but cussing you out. And it's so crazy. A lot of the trans elders that get in front of the camera, and they be the I's been working hard, and you've got to work hard, and you've got to get it together. And then they get off the camera and they cussing out the children. They talking to the children like dogs, and talking to the children like they workhorses, and like you just had these children to get an income tax check. You ain't really got no respect for these children off camera. So, I see both sides of the story. I see why the youth don't really have respect for a lot of the elders in our community. But if you are attracting elders that are not worthy of respect, you also need to look at yourself in the mirror and take responsibility about the frequency that you're existing on, and how you're maneuvering, and why you are attracting said elders to you. Why you are attracting these types of guides and teachers into your energetic field. What is it that you're doing to attract these people as guides and teachers and elders? What is it that you need to correct and you need to work on energetically, so that you could start attracting those elders and those guides that are going to inspire you in a way that's more helpful than harmful? Don't just blame everybody. Don't just blame the elders. Don't blame society. Blame your environment. Look at what you're doing. Look at what you're feeding yourself. Look at how you're maneuvering. Look at how you're acting, and how you're helping to make this reality, how you're helping to shape this reality for yourself. Just because your elders led you astray, that doesn't mean a lot of them have led you astray. That doesn't mean that you don't own any accountability in this. You can't just be like, it's so many youth around here that think they know everything, have something to say about everything, and be wrong as two left shoes. Want to put their mouth on everything and be wrong as two left shoes. I just hate the loudest and most ignorant ones get pushed to the forefront as though they speak for all of us. And then they love making them a hot topic. They love making them a hot topic in this matrix. They be on all the blogs and it be on purpose. It be on purpose. That's why I'm not really messed up about the trans community and the queer community going back underground. Let these charlatans have this. Let these charlatans have this internet. Let them have these internet streets. That's why I said I'm about to start putting out scripted content and let these grifters and these charlatans have these internet streets. Cause I'm not gonna be out here fighting with people that's supposed to be a part of the same community that I'm a part of. I'm not finna be out here doing all of this, going backwards and forwards on live, giving reactions and giving my energy. Yeah, giving my actions and giving my energy to these people. Grifters center the brainwashed, and they become their mascots. They love promoting planned industry plants rather than sovereign realists to keep their theater show running. You better say that, chatbot. That they rather enjoy looking at a phone screen portal than the actual mirror. You better say that. They want either old complacent cats or wounded stray kittens. Oh, you better say that. OMG, is that Levon's house? Good, good, Mugler. Blonde wigs, hard dicks, and elephant clothes with a blonde gilder. Yes, look within. OMG, amen. Speak, please. Are those bones? Yeah, these are turkey bones, bones from a turkey wing, and this is an oxtail bone. Yeah. You are the people you deal with. You better say that. Yes, mama teach. Thank you, baby. The path you take is your responsibility at this point. No skin in the game, and be having so much to say. Who we let these AI film bots have this? Exactly. Let them have it. If you want it, if you want it, then you got it. If you want it, then baby, you got it. Yeah. Uh, 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 yeah. If you want it, then you got it. If you want it, baby, you got it. You can have it, baby. TS, come get you some. Let them hoes fight exactly. I've been eating my feelings again. Oh, well, I know what that feels like, cause child, I've been chewing on mines lately too. You ain't by yourself. Give your old internet spiritual hug, honey, cause I've been chewing on mines too. Tears bust the move. Let them fucking fight in this controlled chaos and confusion. Up here on the punctation. Child, y'all saw Tyler Perry, girl, getting sued, girl, and through it all, girl. The man sued him, girl, and outed him. And Tyler Perry got online and said, he got the whole world in his hands. 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 Tyler Perry said, I don't care if they sue me. I don't care if they drag me. Tyler Perry said, I vow to worship you through the good and the bad. I worship you, whether happy or sad. I worship you in all that I go through, because praise is what I do, and I owe it all to you. You better praise that man. You better praise him in the midst of your lawsuit, Tyler. You better praise him. You better worship him. He's worthy. He gave you $1 billion, bitch. You better worship him. You better come out and praise him today. Let me stop. Bitch. Bitch, you better go ahead and praise him in all that I go through, because praise is what I do. Girl, Tyler Perry said, whether happy or sad, I worship you. Tyler Perry said, you won't break my soul. I'ma serve Master. Master done made me a billionaire, baby. I'ma tell these depressing stories about black women, and I'ma touch on these men's allegedly in all that I go through, because praise is what I do. I'ma tell sad stories about mama, and I'ma lift up daddy, and behind the scenes I'ma touch on him too, because praise is what I do. Now give me my billion. Give me another billion. Can I get another billion, please? Another billion? Yes, ma'am, honey. Tyler Perry getting sued by white punks on my birthday before his side Bush Bunny can. that singing, that singing Bush Bunny got him praising Massa as in response. Girl, I'm over here screaming. Girl, Miss Perry said them Medea checks are still clearing pool. Exactly. 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 And you know the lawsuit is for 260 million. You know Tyler can pay that. And my thing was, the gag was, I think so many people be asking Tyler for money. Like, so many people be trying to wear Tyler out, because I don't know why this wasn't settled privately. Like, why did this have to be announced as a lawsuit? And I haven't heard the text messages, but people who have read the text messages, all the black Butch Bunnies are saying the same thing. They saying, say what you want. The text messages sound consensual. But I think that he's suing him in order just to get some money. Because from what I hear, the character who is suing him plays a homeless man on the Oval Office, plays a homeless white man. And baby, I know once he get these coins from Tyler, baby, ain't gonna be nowhere near it. Cause if they settle out of court and he just get like 100 million, child, that's a nasty coin. Tyler can sing that. and still live in wealth. Tyler got a coin. Art animates life. Baby, that child said, I will not. Baby, I might play homeless in this film, but I'm not gonna be nowhere near homeless in real life because Tyler gonna give me a check. And it's so funny that it's a white Butch Bunny that's going after them coins. Others have came out and dropped hints so that they could get a little piece of a coin. But the white girl, Miss White Bunny, said, "Oh no, baby, I'm going for the gusto." Miss White Bunny said, "I want 260." Miss White Bunny said, "I want my coins, honey." Miss White Bunny gave what Miss White Girl did to Shannon Sharp. Miss Young White Girl got Miss Shannon Sharp together, and Miss Young White Bunny is getting Perry together. Girl, this literally just happened to Shannon Sharp with a white girl. What, last month, 2 months ago? And now it's a white bunny wearing Tyler out, girl. Baby, these white children saying, you gotta pay to play, and baby, you thought that just giving me a check for my services or just giving me a coin for my services. Oh no, oh no, I want residual checks. I want money like I want money to continue coming in after I've stopped working for you. I'm still living off of you. They being strategic, baby. They coming in and placing themselves around black wealth, around melanin rich wealth, and they counting on your childhood, your unhealed childhood trauma. They're counting on your PTSD. They're counting on you acting like a Negro that ain't never had shit. They're counting on that. Please be that. Please be that. So that I could get me. Please let that unhealed trauma manifest. Please let that I'll never be good enough because I'm black and I need to feel superior to Caucasian people because I got money now and I could do what I want to do and I could move like a oppressor, a wealthy Caucasian oppressor. Please let that manifest so that I could use that to go to dance my way to the bank. Please. They're positioning themselves around, in order to amass a certain amount of wealth, you already got to be toxic. Let's go ahead and have that conversation. Like when you start to get upwards of 50 million, I think that you can make I think that you can make 20 million, 30 million. I think you can have 25, 30 million and still be a decent person. I think you could still have somewhat of soul. But when you start getting into the 100 millions and the 500 millions, when you start getting to that type of money, so much money that you don't know what to do with, something is off. You didn't get there without some type of pain, some type of trauma, and you're throwing yourself into your work and throwing yourself into your art and throwing yourself into making money and throwing yourself into capitalism, but you're not working on the trauma and you're allowing that pain to fuel your ambition. And what happens is when you finally get to where you need to be, because you haven't dealt with all of that, now you surrounded yourself by people who are hungry for what you have. You done made yourself a whale and the water is filled with piranhas. You done made yourself a big old meal, but you done surrounded yourself by piranhas in the process. My God is God today. Now you ain't got nothing but piranhas around you because they've watched the moves that you've made to get to where we. This is why we need Purple Nation. This is why we need our nation. Exactly. Exactly, S child. Ooh. Tiger Woods married into whiteness and paid for it. I got the name wrong. His side boyfriend got paid off a hefty amount because they know the playbook. They profit off of trauma bonding. Exactly, as child. Whitey wants a piece. We got to make sure this go back into now. We letting you be lifted up. We letting you Negroes elevate. But you already know when you get to a certain tax bracket, them billionaires can avoid, they get tax breaks, ironically. So Tyler Perry at that point where he getting them tax breaks because them billionaires don't pay what they supposed to pay tax wise. We know once you get to a certain echelon, you ain't paying the taxes that you should be paying because if you was, you wouldn't be no billionaire. And so how does how do they set it up for that money to matriculate back into the upliftment of white supremacy? Well, we're gonna have some white people sue you, and they gonna be backed by people who want to make sure that white supremacy stay in check. Yeah, they gonna get support, honey. Baby, you can't tell me it wasn't white people that had back Cassie when she wore. I'm not saying that Diddy didn't deserve all of this. I'm just saying when they feel like you getting too big for your britches, it's gonna be a ram in the bush. It's gonna be a ram in the bush for your ass. Tyler Perry said, "Why take a piece while I can buy the whole damn white pie?" And now they want to slice out that pie. I'm good with a few $1 million. Excessive wealth brings out a person's true character. TP wanted to wanted the ultimate colonizer experience and got served literally. Literally. He drunk with power at this point. Drunk with power. They watched our lives and getting paid, putting it on the big screen. You better say that. Tyler Perry content is tithes and offerings at this point. It's gonna be a rooster in the outhouse. Well, child, let me go ahead and get ready to get off this live, child. Cause y'all know I can stay on here all day with y'all, giving tea to people. But we gotta save some for Friday. So I got 3 emails and I just got to get Fatima's. I think Fatima's is around here now tomorrow. And by days in tomorrow, all of y'all will be getting an invite by tomorrow to the Zoom meeting. I need to get a chance to look for that. But by the end of the day tomorrow, you'll be able to check your inbox for the live Zoom chat. I want to do it at 2 o'clock Eastern time. So I hope that works for all of you around 2 Eastern. Um, yeah, so y'all should be getting a link for it tomorrow. Um, what today is? Yeah, today is the 19th. So wait, hold on. Yeah, today is the 19th, and then it's gonna be on Friday. Wait, hold on. Oh no, it is tomorrow. So I have to send y'all the links today. Yeah, I gotta send y'all the links today. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that this evening. I'm gonna do it in about an hour or two, but I'm about to do that now. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Let me light this candle. As above, so below. As within, so without. As above, so below. As within, so without. As above, so below. As within, so without. Thank you, God Goddess. Thank you, God Goddess. Thank you, God Goddess. Amen. A woman. Laylam Layla. Dambadananda Dase Kula keep spinning and turning. Iangani Iyanko Kalukalo, which means I am a child of God Goddess. If I am, you know you are. Bound and round, both circle and square. We too speak life, so operations beware. Sending healing to those in despair. Bosawa, which means we come in peace. No harm to any. Laylam Layla. As I blow out this candle on the physical plane, it grows with intensity on the spiritual plane, preparing us for times that are now. And in this time, we take this moment to remember all of the whole ones and the ones who did not get a chance to realize their wholeness, who have transitioned this realm and who are coming into this realm and who are evolving within this realm. We honor them, we celebrate them, and we acknowledge them. Thank you, God Goddess. Amen, a woman. Okay, thank you to all of my moderators. Thank you to the Purple Warrior Queen. Thank you to the Purple Prodigy. And thank you to the Purple Goddess. And thank you to everyone who contributed to this conversation. We had folks from Germany, New Zealand, um, just all over on the live today. And I just appreciate all of your contributions. 916 CD. Thank you, everybody who contributed to the live. Hope everybody who made it for the last live of 2025. I will be giving you updates via video about what will be going on in the future with Laylem Layler, the Purple Nation, the School of Purple Thoughts. I may be leaving live, but I am not leaving YouTube. I just will be manifesting in a different way to preserve my mental, to preserve myself so that I can continue to be the best guide that I can be for those who are ready for the information, for those who are ready to look in the mirror. Yes, this is I have to preserve myself and I cannot get caught up in the shenanigans. So it's time for us to focus on building. These are the times. The time is now. It's not tomorrow. It's not later. It's not next week. It's now. So it's been great growing with y'all through these lives, through these live experiences, through YouTube. But now that time has passed. We have outgrown sharing in this way, and now we are building our community behind the scenes, and that's where we are now. So it's been beautiful. It's been wonderful. The lessons I've learned, the people that I've encountered doing lives, but now it's time to focus on community. It's time to focus on the ones who are focused on me. It's time to stop feeding these trolls. It's been cute, but we good now. It's been real. I love y'all. Take care. Have enjoy the rest of your day. Purple ones rise. Purple Nation. Purple Thought. This is our season. Y'all will be getting an email from me by the end of the day. Take care. Be blessed and stay present. And remember to breathe. Amen. A woman. Later, y'all.